Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? Today, I'm going to be going over my final mock draft of the 2022 draft. I'm just going to be going over the thoughts that were in my head during during the last mock draft that I made, and we're going to be seeing what I got right. This was from my draft stream, and let's just get right into it.
I mean, I don't think it should be Travon Walker, but I think it's probably going to be Travon Walker. 2.
Yep, right about that one. Jermaine Walker went at 1. Obviously, you guys know my thoughts. Not that high on this pick.
I'm leading Kayvon Thibodeau.
Kayvon Thibodeau, incorrect. It was Aiden Hutchinson. I had him going 1 in my second, or my second to last mock draft, which is the final one that I posted on YouTube. Aiden Hutchinson probably should have. I had Aiden Hutchinson going to the Lions whenever the Jaguars took off with lineman. Probably should have saw that they were going to fall in love with the guy from Michigan. But at this time, the draft odds were in favor that Kayvon Thibodeau was going to go to
3. I'm leaning Sauce Gardner.
Kind of right about that one. They did go cornerback, but they ended up going with Derek Stingley.
4. I think Aiden Hutchinson.
At this time, I really wanted the Jets to get edge rusher, and they ended up not going edge rusher. They went with Sauce Gardner after the Jets, the Texans went with Derek Stingley.
The bet odds say that Derek Stingley is going to go 3.
Oh,
but
there it is.
I don't think
there it is.
I don't think Derek Stingley can go.
Vegas
3.
knows more than me.
And at 5, I'm gonna go with Ikem Ekwonu. I think he's the best off.
Close. I thought that if all the best edge rushers were off the board, the Giants should have went offensive lineman.
Offensive tackle, arguably the best player in the draft. At 6, I'm gonna go with Evan Neal. I don't think that
they went with Ikem Ekwonu, and Evan Neal fell to the next pick. So it was a few picks off.
The Panthers should be taking quarterback right now.
With the Giants, I think I took edge rusher here as well.
At 7, I'm gonna lean for the Giants to take probably Jermaine Johnson.
Okay, so the Giants went with Jermaine Johnson, or I said they were going with Jermaine Johnson. The draft ended up working out a little bit differently. The Jets took cornerback, then the Giants went with Kayvon Thibodeau. Ikem Ekwonu went at 6, and then 7 was Jermaine Johnson. But in real life, it ended up being Evan Neal.
Next best edge rusher. At 8, probably going to go with a receiver here with Garrett Wilson.
The Falcons ended up going with receiver. They ended up going with Drake London, though.
At 9, going to take Charles Cross. At 10,
correct.
I don't know if this will be here because I want it to be Deebo Samuel. Hasn't been any news though, but I think
Jets didn't end up trading for Deebo Samuel. He's still on the 49ers.
Happen. I don't know if it will happen, but hopefully we'll have to see. Anyways, we're gonna go with
Drake London, flip Drake London and Garrett Wilson, or flip Drake London and Garrett Wilson, and I got that one right. But I thought that Garrett Wilson was.
I've been seeing a lot of people say Drake London, and
yeah, I did. To be fair, I didn't hear a lot about JMO.
Jameson Williams. I see receiver going.
The Washington Commanders ended up going with, they ended up trading with the Saints, and this was Chris Olave. And fun fact, the Saints gave up essentially 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for Chris Olave.
Pretty
that
high.
Sucks for them.
12, I'm going to go with Derek Stingley.
This was the Jameson Williams pick. The Vikings traded all the way back to 32. Ended up getting Louis Cine.
13. This is going to be a tough pick for them. I could see maybe Malik Willis. I could see maybe if Charles Cross falls.
Didn't fall. I got it right.
And then, probably got to go with best player. And I don't know if that's Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton fell one pick later than this. This ended up being the Eagles jumping the Ravens, and that was the Jordan Davis pick.
And I'm not big on Kyle Hamilton in this draft. I've gone Jordan Davis like this whole time. So
Jordan
we're gonna go
Davis
with him.
to the Ravens.
The Eagles.
If
We're gonna
the Eagles weren't there, I think that the Ravens would have went Jordan Davis.
stay with cornerback because the receivers I don't know yet. So we're gonna go with Trent McDuffie.
Trent McDuffie went a few picks later. This pick, they traded up to 13. And the 18th pick's not going to be there because that was A.J. Brown.
The Saints have to go with Malik Willis, right? Probably, yeah. Yeah, let's go with Malik.
Incorrect. The Saints actually traded, well, they traded this pick up, which ended up being Chris Olave. And Malik Willis ended up falling to the 3rd round. So,
Malik Willis. And then Chargers,
Well,
Trevor Penning. And
they went with Zion Johnson, best interior offensive lineman available. I thought that Trevor Penning had a chance to go here.
the Eagles, we're going to
into
go
the Eagles.
with... Gotta be receiver. We're going to go with Chris Olave.
Well, this pick, I guess I was kind of right with receiver. The way I'm going with A.J. Brown.
And the Saints, again.
Saints up. I
This
think I
could
said
be
receiver.
Two things. I think safety,
Safety didn't go there.
or we already went with Malik Willis. So it's safety or receiver. And I could see Traylon Burks going pretty early on.
The Traylon Burks pick ended up being one ahead. That ended up being the Tennessee Titans when they traded A.J. Brown away. Steelers.
Take Zion Johnson and prove that off.
They ended up taking Kenny Pickett. And I thought that if Zion Johnson was there, they probably should have taken him. But Zion Johnson went to the Chargers. And they ended up going with Kenny Pickett.
Offensive line, you're going to get Najee Harrison.
Oh,
over
God.
there. And then
Not the Patriots.
The Patriots linebacker, and I'm going to go with Devin Lloyd.
I made the smart pick for them. This ended up being the Chiefs trading up, and this was Trent McDuffie. Patriots ended up trading back to 29. They got
Packers,
Cole
we're
Strange.
gonna go with
Packers.
receiver.
Yeah. Couldn't foresee that Jahan Dotson went as early as 16. So, would really like that for the Packers, though,
And
looking back at it.
cornerback,
Even though they did get Christian
Pretty
Watson.
we're going to go with... I like Booth a little bit more. Edge.
Booth went to the 2nd round. I did like Booth a little bit more. I think he had good size at 6 foot, 195. Even though he played at a weak Clemson team, probably one of their best players. And at 13, this ended up being the Hollywood Brown trade. So this ended up being the Ravens, which they traded to the Buffalo Bills. Then the pick 23 ended up being Kaiir Elam. Pick 25 ended up being Linderbaum. Linderbaum was at 25. Kaiir Elam was at 23.
Go with Karlaftis. I've had this pick in the books for a while.
The Cowboys ended up going with Tyler Smith, and Karlaftis ended up going 30 to the Chiefs. But I think that the Cowboys definitely should have gotten Edge.
and
I don't know why. I think Jermaine Johnson was on the board at the time the Cowboys were picking, so kind of a blunder in my opinion.
The Bills, wide receiver, cornerback, and I'm leaning towards cornerback.
Correct.
I would say it probably is
And I was correct about the pick as well. That's pretty good.
Kaiir Elam, or it would be, could be George Pickens.
Was not.
We don't have Julio no more.
Sky
They don't got
Moore.
no-
I had Sky Moore going in the 1st round. Tennessee Titans ended up trading this pick, moving up for Traylon Burks, which I think was definitely better than Sky Moore, who went to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Bucks. This is probably Kenyon Green. Edge.
Bucks moved back, moved with the Jaguars. This ended up being Devin Lloyd.
Here, this is Boye Mafe. I've seen a lot of Boye Mafe or David Ajabo, and they're in a win-now scenario more.
This pick ended up being Deontay Wyatt, but I genuinely thought that Edge was a bigger need for them, or especially because they cut Zadarius Smith. So Boye Mafe ended up going early 2nd round. I forgot where he went though.
More or less.
Chiefs.
And also, I've really liked George Pickens or Christian Watson to the Chiefs, and I think they're just going to go with Christian Watson.
Christian Watson was the 34th pick, ended up going to the Green Bay Packers. This pick ended up getting traded
Not
for
only is
Trent
he super
McDuffie.
fast, but also he's extremely skilled. He has the size, he has the speed. And then with their second pick, I see them taking risk on David Ajabo. I think
This pick ended up being George Karlaftis. I was correct about the position on this, just not the player. David Ajabo went 45 to the Ravens.
that they need to have. I mean, he's going to be a top. You really can't.
Roger McCreary, 31. Roger McCreary went 35. I'm pretty sure he went 35. But I thought that the Bengals should have went with cornerback. They ended up going with Dax Hill out of Michigan. But they ended up getting Cam Taylor-Britt out of... I forgot where Cam Taylor-Britt went. But he's going to move to cornerback. I thought that was their biggest need. You really can't throw Eli Apple out there.
Eli Apple getting burnt every play. So
I
I'm going to
just
go with
said
Roger
that.
McCreary. And at 32,
Lions. I think
I could go with Kenny Pickett.
I had them going with Kenny Pickett. They ended up trading that one for James Williams, which I thought was way better. Looking at this, I want to see how many I actually got right.
Hey, a little post-com action. I don't know what happened to the audio in this video. I hope it's not that bad, but I'll basically just tell you, I got 3 picks right in this draft. It ended up being Travon Walker, Charles Cross, and Kaiir Elam. Those were the correct players and the correct team. Looking in hindsight, probably should have gotten way more right. But I thought I did all right at getting a lot of the positions correct. I thought that was my strong suit, just wrong players.
Let me know your thoughts about this video. I think I actually did pretty decent. Probably should have flip-flopped some players looking back at it. But thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.